Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn energy reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take the parts that do resonate. If it does not, leave the parts that do not resonate, as those may be meant for someone else. All right, I have my Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, and we're going to look at what you may possibly be struggling with, what you may need to look at, and possible future energies. All right, so what you may possibly be struggling with. We have passion ignited, and that is the Ace of Wands. What you may need to look at. We have material and spiritual prosperity, which is the Six of Pentacles. And possible future energies, we have the Five of Swords, conflict and defeat, and then I felt this one too, the Six of Swords, moving on. So I kind of like how that went from the 5 to the 6, so I feel like it's kind of that progress, moving on. Bottom of the deck, we have movement, choices, and decisions. That is the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like it's sort of that, I like that overall energy because it's movement, choices, and decisions. And I feel like this represents this because you have this conflict and defeat, which is the Five of Swords, where you're feeling like you're not getting anywhere, but yet it's almost like that challenge helps you to move on. When we have this Six of Swords here, it's that movement, right? It's those choices, it's those decisions, that's what changes life. That's what gets us to where we want to go, even though sometimes we feel like it's conflict and defeat. But what comes out of conflict and defeat? It's changing things up, it's making decisions, it's changing things up that if we're not happy with those. So what you may possibly be struggling with is this Ace of Wands. It's almost like you're frozen, right? You're struggling with this passion ignited. You're struggling with, what's my next move? Where do I go? What do I do? Looking at, it's almost like material and spiritual prosperity, but he's looking over this scenery here, and it's, what does that represent to you? That material and spiritual prosperity, or I almost feel like it's that Nine of Cups, your wishes and your dreams and your goals. What does that mean to you, and how do you achieve that? How do you get there? And taking those actions to make those things happen. Sometimes we like to think about them, or we kind of just, it'd be nice to be able to just wish upon a star and things happen, but sometimes we have to have that conflict and defeat in order to push us, right? When we get to the bottom of the barrel and we feel like, oh my gosh, where else am I go? Well, there's nowhere else to go except for up. And that movement and those choices and those decisions, and what do I do from here? Where do I go from here? Sometimes it's almost like we have those situations that force us to make a decision, or force us to have that movement. We have the Nine of Swords, so what you may possibly be struggling with, we're going a little deeper into that. So struggling with that Ace of Wands, struggling with the Nine of Swords, Four of Pentacles. I just feel like you're questioning the people that are around you. I feel like you're almost looking at it from a point of view is, can I trust anyone? Is there anyone that I can rely on? Is there anyone that's in my corner? But sometimes it's almost like, is that the energy that we're putting out ourselves, or is that the actual situation, right? Is that actually what's happening? Or sometimes we get in our head so much is that we think that people are against us, we think that people aren't on our side, but really they are. We have the Nine of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, where the person is at the door, right? And he's rearranging things and he's not letting them in. Four of Pentacles is kind of shutting down, it's keeping to yourself, it's figuring out what's best for you, because he's figuring out where he wants these pentacles. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, where we have the lady that's handing her the money and she's giving her the flowers, but this man has the dice hiding behind his back, but he's still asking for a handout, for that sharing. And I feel like it's just, are you questioning the people that you have around you, and you have a lot of worry and a lot of stress? All right, so let's look at what you need to look at. So again, we have the Seven of Wands, where she's rearranging her wands, but she has a smile on her face, and there's the fire going on in the fireplace. We have the King of Swords, where he's going through his mail. He's looking at his letters, so it's kind of going through the things from the past. And then we have the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is somebody who she's someone who's like, okay, I realize that there's an issue, I realize that there's a problem, but how can I rearrange this to where it fits to me? How can I look at this differently? How can I learn from the past? How can I see things differently? How can I move on from this feeling stuck, feeling like I'm questioning everyone around me? If I'm feeling that way, why am I feeling that way? What's making me feel that way? Again, like I said before, are people doing things to make you feel that way, or is that just something that you are putting yourself into that energy? Because sometimes that happens. All right, so let's look at possible future energies. All right, we have the Queen of Wands. We have the Wheel. I love that. And then we have the Ace. Look at that. So we have the Ace of Wands. So over here is what you may possibly be struggling with, is the Ace of Wands. And over here in future energy, I love it because the Ace of Wands came out again. So I feel like you're ready for change. You may have this conflict and defeat. You may feel like something has happened, but like I said, it may push you into moving on. And we have the Wheel, which represents change. And we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands to me represents somebody who takes actions to change things, who doesn't settle for less than what she thinks she deserves. She's somebody who's fiery, somebody who's feisty, somebody who is very busy, somebody who gets to it. So I feel like there's a lot of energy going on here in this future. But I feel like it's almost like, okay, it's forcing you to do something. It's forcing you for that change. And look at that. Then we have that Two of Cups. I love it because look at that happiness. It's that coming together. It's working things out. It's that partnership. It could be feeling better about yourself. Like, hey, I was down. I didn't want to do anything. I was feeling like everyone was against me. I looked at all of the positive that I have. I looked at everything that I have going on in my life. I figured out, how am I going to turn things around? What is the solution to change this? Movement, choices, and decisions. And then look what happened. That energy came in because I was doing something about it. I wasn't just accepting this energy here. I wasn't keeping myself in this Nine of Swords. I wasn't staying in this energy. I did something with that movement to move on. All right, so let's get a final message here. So we have, which I always love this card. If you've seen my readings, I love this card because I feel like it's taking it one day at a time, and all of those positive things start to add up. This is the Ten of Pentacles, where he's putting one pentacle in the jar at a time. He's not worrying about having to fill it up. He's not worrying about how empty it is. He's just taking it one day, one situation at a time, and it's all adding up to a jar full of pentacles. We have the Three of Cups, that happiness, right? Surrounding yourself with positive energy and surrounding yourself with those people that are supportive, with those people that understand, with those people that you can celebrate all of your accomplishments to, and that are there to support you. Even if it's, it doesn't even have to be, sometimes we have those social groups, or those support groups, or those social media groups where we have a lot of fun and we communicate through that. It doesn't have to be someone that is physically there, even though that's definitely nice. But even if you have that kind of support group, that social media support group that you can be around that or be in that energy, if it's something that makes you happy, right? If it's something that makes you feel more energized. We have the Magician, which I love because I feel that it's taking control of a situation. that things are in your hands, that you are in control, that you can make it happen. Learning from the past. We have all of the books here, so I feel like it's kind of learning from the past that, hey, if I get stuck in this energy, how do I pull myself out of it? We have the Nine of Cups. I love it, that Nine of Cups energy, that happiness, that fulfillment. We have the Two of Cups. Wow, lots to do with relationships and coming together and working on things. Coming together. Ten of Swords. So we went from the Nine of Swords to the Ten of Swords. We have the Two of Pentacles, which, did we have that one? 6. No, for some reason. I don't remember. But the Two of Pentacles is finding, it's almost like, sometimes we feel like life is like walking on a tight wire. You never know what's going to come at you. You never know what's going to happen at any moment. But I feel like it's just not worrying about, okay, I may take my next step and I may fall off this. But it's enjoying that, okay, this step I really feel safe. This step I really feel good. This step I'm doing those things that I need to do to have that change, to move on, to have those choices and decisions, to reach my Nine of Cups, to know that I'm in control, to surround myself with people that I care about, and to take things one step at a time. Page of Swords is handling those difficult situations. Sometimes we have those situations that we feel are uncomfortable, but if we keep thinking about it and we let those situations put us in this energy, that over here you learn, okay, I've got to handle those situations sooner. That if I get myself in this energy over here, that I have to handle that sooner, that I don't want it to get out of control. I don't want it to stop me from moving forward. I don't want it to stop me from reaching my goals. And then we have the Hermit, which is Virgo, and it's looking within and realizing that, you know, life takes those twists and turns, right? That there's always going to be those challenges. But what is fulfilling to you? What is that Ace of Wands? What is that action that you want to take? What is it that you want to have? What is it that you want to do? How do you make that happen? Bottom of the deck, Two of Wands, and then open those doors and take the initial steps, take those first steps to make it happen. To make it happen, to believe in yourself and to go after those things that make you happy. And to not feel shut in, to not worry and not to stress. And I know it's so much easier to say that than to just, you know, if we could just flip the switch and be like, okay, I'm turning off stress, I'm turning off anxiety. I mean, that would just be amazing if we could do that. But that doesn't happen. It's how do we process it, and how do we get past a situation that gives us anxiety, that makes us shut down, that makes us question the people around us? How do we get past this? What is it that we can do? What is it that we can focus on that's positive, that will, you know, what are those people that we have that we can feel stronger, that we can slowly build our confidence back up and to make those changes that we need to. Sometimes we get in this energy so much that we feel stuck and we're like, oh, I feel like I'm backed up against the wall and I'm not going to be able to go anywhere. But we have to stand up and we have to handle those situations and we have to move on. And sometimes it's a balancing act. It's a balancing act between, you know, being able to confront a situation but also not making it harder or making it more difficult. But sometimes if we confront a situation and somebody responds to it, it's like, oh, okay, well, maybe you have that opportunity to really see their true colors, and you're like, okay, well, I'm trying to communicate with you and I'm trying to tell you something, but you're choosing to react in this way, so I need to step back and I need to think, okay, do I want to have this person in my life, or is this what I want to continue to deal with? Is this the energy that I'm questioning, that maybe I need to change that up? Sometimes no response and no answer is an answer if we're communicating with someone. And sometimes a negative answer is an answer, right? It's all how you look at it. All right, so let's close out with an animal oracle. We have dream the world into being, and I feel like that goes with the Nine of Cups. Dream the world into being. Dream that world. What is that world that you want to dream into being? What is that you want to have? What is that energy that you want to be in? What are those changes that you want to have happen? Explore those, write those down, pursue those, make those things happen. Even if it's just writing them down on a piece of paper and that makes you happy and that makes you feel good. Or it's just joining one of those social groups that they have, they're where you want to be, and you're able to be in that energy and say, how did you get there, right? How did you do that? How did you get to that point? And to communicate and to find that path that's right for you, for that movement, choices, and decisions. All right, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.